How do you know you're hiring the right agency? I have a few tips that are going to help you out. The first thing you want to understand is what type of service provider you need. Are you looking for a full service agency that's going to take everything off your plate, or more of a done for you type of service that's going to charge you a flat rate, or perhaps a freelancer that's going to work with you on an hourly basis? Beyond that, what is your budget and timeline for getting your project done? Once you know these factors, you can go and find potential service providers that are in alignment with you, and you want to make sure that they have achieved the end result that you are trying to achieve, which brings me to step number 2. The next thing you want to do is ask them for their intake form. If they don't even have an intake form, that's a huge red flag. If they have an intake form, is it basic or is it thorough? What are the types of questions that they're asking, and what are you expected to provide in that intake form? So for us, our intake form is admittedly super thorough. We ask a ton of questions, both qualitative and quantitative. And the reason why it's so thorough is because this is a stage at which we want to soak up everything we can about your brand. We want to understand your brand inside and out. So yes, we ask for a brand guide and for your assets, and we ask about your avatars, but we're also asking for data like PPC reports from advertising or search query report from Amazon. We want to understand what's working and what's not working for the brand, what customers resonate with and what they don't, so that we can get a jump start on developing better creatives that are going to deliver results. And the next thing you need to do is ask about the process. If you sign today and get started with that agency, what are the steps that they're going to walk you through in order to get to the end result that you're trying to achieve? They should very clearly be able to identify all of the steps in the process, what's going to be required of you along the way or not required of you. And they should also be able to demonstrate brands that have been through that process and seen the results that you're hoping to see. For example, in our process, yes, we're collecting as much data as possible up front, then we're assessing it as a team. We put all of that into a creative brief, followed by a video that's going to walk the client through the creative brief as we present our ideas. Then we go into creating drafts and split testing, which again is going to pull more data into the process. And in each stage of this process, we demonstrate different clients that have gone through each step and seen results along the way. So by the end of understanding this agency's process, you should have a very clear understanding of what is going to be expected of you and the end result you should see. Which leads me to my last and final tip. You should always be interviewing at least a few different agencies that you think are a potential fit for you. Once you've asked these questions and they've walked you through the process, you should have a very clear understanding of who is the right fit for you, who aligns with the process that you're trying to work with, who's achieved the end results that you're trying to achieve, who falls within budget and timeline parameters. All of this should be super clear if you're vetting multiple agencies. We ourselves have worked with brands that have even hired multiple agencies at the same time because they realize that they want to test multiple sets of creatives from different agencies. So by asking these questions, you should be able to make your decision with confidence. Go ahead and give it a try and let me know how it goes.